welcome back to my channel. Philip the Pilot here. This is number 11 in the My Pilot Journey series, a series I created to document my journey from Guyana to the US, where I now fly as a captain for the 1%. I also created this video to both inspire and to give my kids an insight as to who I am, what I am, and the journey I took to get to where I am. In the previous video, number 10, which I recommend you watch before you watch this one, because if you don't, this one will make absolutely no sense. I left off with needing to take what's called the ASVAB test in order to be able to join the US Navy. The test is divided into various sections: comprehension, English, cognitive reasoning, various math problems, and so on. You need to score a certain amount to pass each section. Your total score is the average of all the various sections. I do not recall what was the required passing score. What I do recall is being nervous about the test, being uncomfortable and afraid, knowing that this single test determined whether or not I would be able to join the US Navy. I took the test, being all nervous and all, and I did not score well on the test. In fact, I scored so poorly that they were not able to assign me a job immediately. The recruiter said to me, "We obviously can't give you a job because you didn't do so well on the test. What we can do though is sign you up as an undesignated airman." I said, "What's that?" He said, "It's someone who don't have a specific job in the military, and I'm sending you to the Air Department because of your interest in working with planes." I said, "Okay, cool." He could have sent me to the Sea Department, but since I did not show an interest in that part of the Navy, there was no sense in even considering it. And again, the Navy, I can't speak for the rest of the branches as I didn't serve there, but the Navy, when I was there, I found always did everything it could to accommodate the request of the sailor. I can testify to that. Once I was signed up, I went through the medical the medical testing. I spent, I think, 6 weeks in boot camp in Chicago, which I will make a video specifically on what that experience was like. And I gotta tell you, when you're going through boot camp, I don't know if it's fun or if it was hard. All I knew is it was something that I had to do to get to where I want to be. So I didn't care what they asked of me, I was going to do it. So stay tuned for that specific video. At this point, because I didn't do well on the test and I'm being sent into the military without a job, you would think I'll be disappointed that I didn't do so well. I honestly wasn't. I was just pleased that I'll be able to join the Navy, who in turn had agreed to give me $20,000 on the GI Bill to pay for my flight training. My sole focus is becoming a pilot, and whatever I needed to do that was legal and would get me to where I wanted to be, I was willing to do. And this is the first lesson in this video. Sometimes on your path to get to where you want to be, you will encounter things that you don't like. And I mentioned this in a previous video, which you should watch also, where I talk about your path is not what you expected. You should see these things as opportunities to get you to where you want to be instead of seeing them as failures. And I know when we're young, we don't understand that principle. We see everything as a failure because it didn't work the way we think it should work. Had I seen this poor score on the test as a failure, I would not be sitting here with you today as a captain living in the US flying the 1%. But because I saw it differently, I saw it as an unexpected opportunity that I was going to take and run with it and make the most of it so I can achieve my goal. After about 6 weeks in boot camp, I showed up to my ship in Virginia. It was CVN 71, the USS Theodore Roosevelt. And when I got on board, they assigned me to the weapons department, specifically G3 division. We were responsible for assembling all of the ordnance that came on board. My typical day was I start maybe, well, it depends on whether or not we were at sea or in port. If we were at sea, I start about 7, 8 and work until about 7, 8 in the evening. Once my regular shift is finished, I would walk down to the jet shop at the fantail of the ship at the back of the ship and spend another 3 hours with the jet mechanics down there learning how to work on a jet engine. And I chose this path because I worked on car engines in Trinidad a few years prior. So I knew a little about mechanical, thus becoming a jet mechanic working on jet engines was a natural fit. And it turns out, and this is a really, really good lesson of taking opportunities and running with it and making the most of it and putting the work in. And if you put the work in, it pays off. I did that for about 3 months. And then I think we were doing the Afghanistan war. This is right after September 11th happened. We had just left Virginia and went to the Middle East to handle business. And I'm going to make a whole new video on that also. We handled business. In the middle of doing that, the A school recruiter came on board. And think of A school as the initial part of any training. I wanted to be a jet mechanic, so I needed to go to school to learn the basics. And the only way you can get this school is if you are recommended by the chiefs. So when the A school detailer came on board, the chief of the jet shop put my name in. He said, Philip is good to go. He is ready to go. This guy's ready. At that time, I was at sea for 99 days. And the A school recruiter took the recommendation of the jet shop chief. And sure enough, I got a spot to go to A school aviation maintenance mate in Pensacola, Florida. This video will end there. You will have to tune in to number 12 to find out how the rest of my naval career went. I guarantee you it was good. As always, if you guys have any questions or comments about anything I've said, please leave them below and I will respond to them. I hope this video was informative and inspiring. Until next time, thanks for watching and be good.